What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 16th of May. We are taking a look at Aerodrome Finance this morning, this Thursday morning. Guys, what a day in the markets overall for Wednesday the 15th. We had a massive day for Aerodrome. We had a massive day for Bitcoin. The U.S. stock market had a huge day, continuing its breakout recently. What a day, guys. Hopefully you've been watching Aerodrome as it put in a bottom 2 days ago. We're going to talk about that. Welcome to the channel, guys, all of the new subscribers. Thanks, guys, for all of the support. If you are not yet joined, go ahead and do so. Let's jump into the charts. We're taking a look at Aerodrome Finance / the United States dollar. This will be a daily chart, technical analysis, my thoughts, of course, not financial advice. This will be from Coinbase, guys. This is the Coinbase price data right here. Let's jump into it. Taking a quick step back here, 2 days, we had a move lower here. So we had a rally up from the 85.20 all the way up to 128. Once we hit the 128 resistance, we basically traded down every day besides one. And then our day that we bottomed, which was the 14th. Well, we put in a higher low just in time. The low we put in was 87. We were so close to hitting the 85 again. It was, they really tested you guys big time. And we talked about all the scenarios that could play out. Well, finally got the 85 low to hold, put in a higher low at 87, and then got some very nice follow through yesterday, the 15th of May. Closing the markets up 18.95%, guys. We talked about yesterday that these markets, Aerodrome, can move up to my new targets based on just this little recent pullback here in a day or two. 3 days maybe. We'll look at the arcblock chart if we have time at the end of this video. But arcblock made a massive move. I think it was 2 or 3 days. And if we get another day like yesterday, the 15th of May, we could be up at our next targets. So let's talk about it. We want to see another break here into a higher high for Aerodrome to really give us that confidence that we have a change in trend back to the upside for these markets. So these markets are lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. We want to see a break to a higher high. We want to see a higher high take place here, guys. That's the one scenario that could play out. So a higher high would take us back above 128, which is where we printed our last resistance, our last lower high. We want to see something like this take place, basically above the 128. It's a little higher. It's 131, but we're just going to use our 128 level. And that takes us right into the 136.76 potential resistance. So that's one scenario that could play out, is we just go straight up from here another day or two into a higher high. Another scenario is we actually print a lower high somewhere basically below 128. We pull back to another higher low, and then we get that big, strong bull leg to the upside. That's possible. We'll see. Arcblock didn't do that. Arcblock basically just took off and made a higher high within 2 or 3 days. We have usually, I should say, if you can spot, we talked about this yesterday, if you can spot the area where these markets, they're in a short-term downtrend, they're pulling back. If you think these markets are printing a higher high, and whatever your theory is on it, it can be such a good area to get into a position It's not the best in my opinion, but you can do very well. I think you do need a tight stop loss because it could just be another an area before it prints another lower low. But if you can get into areas and markets where they print a higher low and you can get on board before it makes that next run to the upside, I mean, we see it countless times. We see it time and time again. But the key is you want to see a downtrend in place and what you think is, starting to get to the end of that. So you want to see a couple waves down and then look for areas of support printing a higher low and then looking for that next bull leg to the upside. So just a little added bonus there. But the real key is, though, I think a safer place to enter positions like that is when you get the breakout into a higher high, because that gives you that confirmation that, yep, there's buyers in the market. There's finally strength showing up. Do you miss some of this initial rally? Of course, but there's a good chance the markets are going to take off way further. So those couple percentage points that you're not getting on board early, I don't think are that big of a deal. Anyways, guys, a little side note there. We have targets above the market for Aerodrome Finance. Once we get above the 128, the 136, our target, just based on this pullback, guys, gets you up there right around the 156.80. I believe it's a little bit lower, 153, but the 156.80 is close enough. So we'll see how that goes. We have two areas to get in front of first, like I said, 136 and 128. But the 156.80 is basically what we're looking for this leg up. Let's see. Obviously, we have to wait and have some patience here if it's going to play out to the upside. So far from the 87 low to where we're currently trading, 26% in the green. From the top tick yesterday, market's up about 34 off the bottom tick. Up to the next resistance at 128, we need a 48% move off the lows. Then we have the 136.76. It's going to put you up 57% from the lows. And then what I'm really looking for is, let's get up to that 156 area, 156.80. You're looking at about an 80% off the lows. Next area to keep your eye on, guys, assuming this trend continues, assuming we make higher highs and start a new trend to the upside, the 186.11 is really our next area before we start to get into the area of the all-time highs over here. That's a 186.11. You could see that's where these markets topped out last in early April. We had a bunch of quiet trading days right around the 186.11, 183.5 right in here. We had a big whipsaw day on the 12th. We made new highs. We took out some lows, both hitting support, also hitting resistance at 234. Traded sideways for another day or two, moved lower, turned that area into resistance on the 19th, and then the markets actually rolled over, eventually finding support down there around the 85 and the 84,494. So 156.80, 186.11. You could do 183.5 as well. That's slightly below it. But then, yeah, above that, you have the 234. That's my next line in the sand. That's where these markets actually topped out on the 12th of April. One day at a time, guys, one candle at a time, one double-digit % day at a time, a couple of those in a row, you can really start making some headway. But it starts with the higher low. It starts with being able to spot something like that, which, if you've been watching these videos, we've been doing it day by day. So if you go back a couple days, watch the TA, and then you get a nice day like the 15th, and then another day or two, we could really start to get that follow through and really start to get somewhere to the upside up in this area. So yeah, you could see the upper price targets as these markets, potentially are going to move higher here, and where we have to get to the areas of potential resistance and areas that could hold the price back for a little bit. They're right here on the chart: 128, 136, 156, 186, 11, 183, 5. And then we're up to the highs at 234. We have a whole cluster up here, but we're just going to talk about 234 right now. That's this first green line. That's the day, the area we found resistance on the 12th. And then above that, guys, it's all new territory, all new charting territory up in here, all the way up to 317. I have some people calling for that by the end of the month, a $3 Aerodrome. Hey, I hope you guys are right. I hope you guys make money, do very well. However, that plays out in these markets. Looks like right now I have a target at 317 as my highest. We can throw the fibs up here. We'll throw the fibs on here. Let's do two areas. Let's do this recent pullback here. Swing high to the swing low. Let's see where the fibs take us. We have the first fib up there at $1.67. So that falls right in between 156.80, 186.11, right in here. We have the next fib, which is just above my level at 243. This is a 252 fib. That's the 2618. Another area of importance if the price gets up that far. And then we have the fibs take off on their own above my 317. 3618 is up there at $3.80. So, I mean, let your minds run wild, guys. But it starts with one day at a time here. Let's throw the fibs on a little bit of a bigger time frame. So we'll take the highs from the 12th. We'll take the lows down there at 83. This is where things get interesting here. We have a couple fib levels that line up with my levels. We have the 618 at 158. We have the 0.5 at 140 above my 36. We have the, I believe it's the 786 right here above the $1.86 level. So that larger time frame there really starts to line up with some more of my personal levels. The 1618 up there at 45, $4.50. So let me know what is your price target for Aerodrome? People ask me that all the time. And, that's tough to say. Are you talking about, what's my all-time price target for Aerodrome? Well, that's a constantly moving target, guys. As markets continue to trade in either one direction or the other, that price will continue to trade. If Aerodrome continues to trade higher and higher and higher, my price targets will continue to go higher and higher and higher. Okay? Price targets to the downside can only go, to zero. To the upside, though, it's a constantly moving target. Right now, according to this chart, it's $3.17. I think that's very possible in the right market condition if this trend can really gain momentum here to the upside. That target really isn't that far away. For example, that 317 is going to, let's see here, from where we're currently trading, 317 puts you up about 194%. So anyways, maybe we'll see that. Maybe we won't. Time will tell, guys. One day at a time. So what I'm watching is for my first real important target to be hit right around the 156, and you're looking at about a 45% move higher. And these markets have moved so far on our third day, 24%. We're looking for the higher high, and that'll give us that confidence that, hey, there's a good chance that arcblock is really going to be heading higher right now. And then we could start to talk about the ones above that, 186, 234, and so on into some new all-time highs. Hopefully you're doing well out there. Hopefully you're positioned well. It seems like a lot of people were buying down in this levels so far. That looks like a great buy point. Let's see if it holds. It's very important that it holds and does not get undercut. And hey, hopefully we see some higher prices here, guys. Not financial advice. Let's drop over to arcblock before we wrap this video up 2.7 this morning. It's funny how arcblock closed. So we had two targets, 383 and 243 right here. They're above the market for the ABT USDT. What a nice day on the 14th, 23% day. We actually closed above the 383 target. But what did the market do? Market brought it back to that yesterday on the 15th. And what's the market doing today? It's trying to get back above that level. I mean, these levels are important. Above that, guys, 423 is my next target for arcblock above the market. So right now we're battling at the 383 to 423 is the next level. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a nice day. We did something important yesterday. What did Bitcoin do yesterday, guys? If you've been watching these videos, Bitcoin broke out of an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's the neckline, roughly. I didn't go crazy here. I did this in yesterday morning's video. We have this day right here. This is a 7% day in Bitcoin, guys. $4,700. What did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin made a higher high. It broke out past its resistance between 64 and 63,788. Bitcoin is back in a uptrend. We have a bearish break, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Right now, we have a confirmation that the trend is just getting started to the upside for Bitcoin. Next problem area for resistance is up there at 68,748. Let's see if we can get up there. Time will tell. Guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to the channel. If you are not yet joined, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Let me know your price targets on Aerodrome. Let's see if this thing can make a new higher high. We got to get above 128, 136, 156.80 is my next target. I'm really looking for some potential resistance. Have a great day. All links down below does help support the channel. Good luck out there.